Hello students, we are studying biology and the topic which we are going through is cell structure. In our last class we have studied cell structure and today we are going to study some main cell organelles, cytoplasmic organelles. If you remember, this was the cell structure, the diagram of a general cell, an animal cell which we have studied in our last class, and these were the main cytoplasmic organelles: cell membrane, cell wall, nucleus, mitochondria, plastids, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, Golgi bodies, centrosomes, and vacuoles. Out of these, cell wall and plastids are present only in plant cell, and centrosomes are present only in animal cell. Rest all organelles are common. So let us take each of these one by one and let us see what their function is. First of all is the cell membrane. The primary function of the cell membrane or plasma membrane is to protect the cell from its surroundings. Composed of a phospholipid bilayer. You can see a double layer of phospholipids is here with embedded protein, and protein is there in between the two layers. And the plasma membrane is selectively permeable to ions and organic molecules and regulates the movement of substances in and out of the cell. So only few ions and few organic molecules are permitted to move across these membrane. Therefore, this is selectively permeable membrane. Then is the nucleus. Nucleus is one of the most important organelle of the cell. As you can see here, nucleus lies at the center. And at the center of the nucleus is nucleolus. So this is nucleus and this dark patch is nucleolus. This organelle has two major functions. It stores the cell's heredity material, the DNA, the deoxyribonucleic acid. What is DNA? Deoxyribonucleic acid. You will study about DNA in your further classes. But for now, you can just remember that nucleus contain heredity material or DNA and it coordinates the cell's activities. Actually, nucleus is the monitor of the cell. It coordinates all the activities within the cell, which include growth, intermediary metabolism, protein synthesis, reproduction, and the reproduction of the cell is actually the cell division. Only the cells of the advanced organisms known as eukaryotes have a nucleus. So students, don't get confused between eukaryotes and prokaryotes, because in our next class I am going to explain you the difference between eukaryotes and prokaryotes. For now, you can remember that only eukaryotic cells have nucleus and the prokaryotes do not have nucleus. Okay, let us move to the mitochondria. Mitochondria are part of, again, eukaryotic cells. Only eukaryotic cells contain mitochondria and its main job is to perform cellular respiration. The respiration within the cell is done by mitochondria. That means it takes the nutrients from the cell, breaks it down and turns into energy. And therefore mitochondria are called the powerhouse, the power plant of the cell, because they generate energy what the cell needs. Mitochondria are found only in eukaryotic cells and they generate the energy that the cell needs, so they are called power plants. Now we come to endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum serves many general functions, including the folding of protein molecules in sacs called cisternae. These are the cisternae. The foldings are called cisternae. And the transport of synthesized proteins in vesicles to the Golgi apparatus. So endoplasmic reticulum folds the protein molecules in sacs and they transport these synthesized proteins to the next organelle, which is Golgi apparatus. This is Golgi bodies or the Golgi apparatus. It is present in eukaryotic cells and it is made up of a membrane bound sac. You can see this is a sac like structure. It is also called as Golgi complex or dictosome. The job of Golgi apparatus is to process and bundle proteins and lipids. The macromolecules present in cells are proteins and lipids, and Golgi bodies process and bundle these macromolecules. Now, these are ribosomes. Ribosomes are cell structures that make protein. They make protein, and protein is needed for many cell functions such as repairing damage or directing chemical process. We already know that protein is a body building nutrient. It is responsible for repairing the wear and tear in the cell, in the body. So protein is needed for repairing damage within the cells, and ribosomes can be found floating within the cytoplasm or are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. When ribosomes are freely flowing into the cell, they are called ribosomes, and when they get attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, the endoplasmic reticulum is called rough endoplasmic reticulum, wherever ribosomes are attached to them. So ribosomes are the structures that make protein. There are few more organelles, lysosomes. In yesterday's lecture, I told you that lysosomes contain enzymes and they are called the suicide bags of the cells. Inside a cell, numerous organelles function to remove waste. One of them involved in digestion and waste removal is lysosomes. Lysosomes are organelles that contain digestive enzymes. They digest excess and worn out organelles, food particles, and engulfed viruses or bacteria. Whenever lysosomes burst out, the enzymes come out and the whole cell get destroys. So lysosomes are called the suicide bags of the cell. Then is vacuole. Vacuole are membrane bound sacs with cytoplasm of a cell that function in several different ways. In mature plant cells, vacuole tend to be very large and extremely important because they provide structural support as well as for storage, waste disposal, protection and growth. So for now, you can remember the main functions such as endoplasmic reticulum is responsible for transporting, they are the transporting channels of the cell. Then mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell. Golgi body is responsible for packaging and dispatching. Lysosomes are the digestive bags of the cell. Vacuoles are storage sacs of the cell. Chloroplast, we have not studied chloroplast today because when we will study plant cells, at that time we will study chloroplast. So chloroplast are the kitchen of the cell and nucleus is the control room of the cell. Students, thank you for today. Keep revising. This was a big video. I hope you will revise it again. Thank you.